I'm starting off here with a first time bloomer. This is a Cattleya type, and it is BLC Suncoast Sunspots times BLC Sunspots. I bought this from Clouds about 2 years ago as a small seedling, and I'm very pleased that 2 years later I have my first flower. It has an SVO marking on the tag, so this is a Fred Clark seedling, and very pleased with this one. Next to it is a species called Cattleya bilkelhoi or Laelia Diana. The flowers normally come out from the top, but there is another part that is growing, but this part has never flowered before. So the bud is still green, and it should bloom within 10 days or so. Next to that is BV Jiminy Cricket, and this is its second pseudobulb to flower so far this year. So that's the first flower. There is another bud that's yet to open, and we will have more flowers soon because there is another sheath here that actually has something in it, so that should be in bloom within 3 weeks, I would imagine. And behind there is another sheath that's that's going to bloom soon. So this is probably my most prized Cattleya because it has an amazing scent. I know a few people have mentioned that they've bought Jiminy Cricket and have not been able to get it to bloom, or it is unscented. I've heard people having issues with it, but this is the clone Superbug, and I bought it like, I don't know, 7 years ago from Clouds Orchids as a middle seedling, and it bloomed the following year. So this is a good one. So I assume I either got a good plant or this is a great clone. Next to Jiminy Cricket, this is Kimono Pink, a Miltoniopsis that just recently bloomed, but on a second spike on another pseudobulb. There are 2 buds waiting to open, and they're just starting to turn pink now, so I will most likely have flowers again probably 10 to 14 days from now. And next to it is another Miltoniopsis. So this is its first spike, and it was purchased last year. It's called Miltoniopsis Amber's Charm. So the flowers on this one should be white, sorry, and if it's, from what I remember, it will be very fragrant as well. So on my mantle I have a Harryella retrocala, which basically is a sequential bloomer. It's very happy on this homemade mount that I made with gutter guard and sphagnum moss and perlite. It didn't seem to like water culture too much, or pot culture for that fact, and it's pretty big as a Harryella retrocala goes, because these can be quite small in general, but I guess it's been happy enough to produce a second spike. This is the old spike, and this is the third bud that's about to open, and this is the new spike on its first flower. So the last orchid I'm going to feature is Vanda Type, and it's a primary hybrid between Lamelletta and Christiansoniana vietnamica. There are a lot of crosses now being made with Christiansoniana vietnamica because it really reduces the size, and as you can see, I would imagine it's no more than it's probably less than 12 inches across. It's not that big. It's put on some size since I bought it. It was just a small little thing last year, and I really didn't think much about it. I summered it outside with a single root sitting in water. As I was inspecting it, maybe about a week ago, 2 weeks ago, I noticed that there were spikes in the axils. So there's one here. Let's see if I can zoom in on it. Oh, it's right there, sorry. There's one right there. I think this one here is a root. And this is a root because it's kind of round. As you can see, that there's a big difference between this one's pointy and this one's round. But above the next one is another pointy green thing sticking out. So I believe this plant has 2 spikes. So really pleased with that.